Okay, so hello everyone. Today we're gonna be solving a LeetCode question, and it's from the June challenge, and it's week one, day two. It's called Interleaving String, and the description is if we have three strings S1, S2, and S3. So whether the S3 is an interleaving of S1 and S2. Basically, what it means is if we have if S1 is divided into some substring n and S2 is divided into substring m, the S3 will be the combination of those two substring, and all the substrings should be present in S3, and the order should be maintained. For example, here as you can see, the AA comes first in this and first in that. So and the B comes second in S1 and as well as S3, and the C comes third in S1 as well as S3, and the C comes last in S1 as well as S3. Similarly, here also you can see D comes first in S2 as well as S3, and B comes second, and here also second similarly. So this is a perfect match, and all the substrings are present and the order is maintained, so we will return true. But if these two characters are swapped, this C will be at A place. It won't be a this won't be a interleaving of S1 and S2, even though all the characters in the S3 are like the characters including S1 plus S2, but if the order is not maintained, will return false. So yeah, so the basic approach that comes into mind is we can use a pointer approach, and we can use 3 pointers, one pointer here, one pointer here, and one pointer at the starting of this, and then we can recursively start matching. If we found a match to any one of these, then we'll increment that particular pointer and increment this pointer, then we'll see if it matches, and recursively we'll call all the options, and if it matches to either of them, it goes inside that particular recursive tree. So yeah, but the time complexity of that would be 2 to the power of length of this S1 and S2. So we are not going to do with that approach. We are using a dynamic programming approach. So we are dividing our problem into sub problems, and we are solving those sub problems to get our bigger problem solution. So I've written the code already. I'll explain to you step by step. So yeah, the basic this is the basic base case. So if S1 and S2 length included is not equal to S3 length, then we'll return false. There's no point calculating it any further. And now we are initializing our DP matrix. So basically what matrix I comma j means is it's basically a sub problem. So it basically means if we have I characters from the starting of string S2, and if we have j characters from the starting of string S1, and if this particular set of both characters including from S1, S2 and S1 matches up to the I plus j minus 1th character of the S3, that is the resultant string. So we are basically taking some part of S1 and some part of S2 and matching it with that part, some part of the S3. So this is our sub problem that we are solving, and the end, if we'll reach to the end of this matrix, we'll solve the whole big problem. So yeah, and we are assigning the 0 0 to be true, because as if we have already checked this condition, so the both of the length, if they will be 0, so it will always be true. Yeah, and then we are filling the two base cases. The first base case is if the string S2 is empty, and since we are taking this S2 string vertically, so if this is empty, we have only the S1 string. So what we have to check if, so the condition here is if that particular place that where are in S1, if that character matches to that of S3 and the character before that also matched. So basically if we are at the ith index, we will check if S1 dot char at I minus 1 is for the 0th indexing matches that of S3 dot char at I minus 1 and the character before that. That is, if we are talking in the matrix, we are moving to the left column, so the row remains same, so the column is I minus 1. So if both of the condition are true, then we'll set it to true. Then the second base case, we are assuming if the S1 is empty, so we are basically filling the first column. Here we are filling the first row, here we are filling the first column. It will be same as that. So basically what we'll check that if the particular index at S2, since we are considering S2 at the vertical, so if that particular ith character, ith minus 1 S2 character matches the S3 I minus 1 character, and the character before it, and in this case the before character will be present at the top. Since we are taking s2 at the vertical level, so the top means we are moving one row up, so it will be the same column and the row will be I minus 1. So these are the two base cases. Now let's move on to the regular cases. So basically we are traversing all the matrix. We'll start from the 1th index since we already filled the first row and the first column. So yeah, this I have already explained. Yeah, so the first row and first column, so I've already explained what matrix ij is. So basically it's some part of the matrix s1 and some part of the some part of the string s1 and some part of the string s2, and checking if it matches with the some part of string s3. So basically if either one, like if that particular character that we are at matches that, I mean if we are at I comma j, there will be two last characters of both the s1 and s2 string. So if both of them, like either of those character matches with the that ending character of s3, our condition will be true. So here we are checking, first we are checking for the s1. So s1, so there similarly while we were filling the base case, there are two conditions. So the first condition, if the s1 dot char at j minus 1, that is where we are at the particular position, so if that character matches that of s3, and we are considering I plus j minus 1, since we are taking some part of s1 and s2 both, so the resultant string that will be of s3 will be I plus j minus 1 for the 0th indexing. And the second condition is if the characters before that match, and before that, since we are checking for the s1, so we'll check if the character before that of s1 matched, so the s1 will be the left of that, so we are on the same row and moving one column before, so this. And similarly in the s2, we'll check if s2 at that particular I minus 1 matches that of s3, as the last character of s2 is same as the last character of s3, and the character before that of s2 matched or not. So we'll go one row up, I minus 1 and j, and we'll put an OR condition. So if either of these conditions match, we'll have our answer. And finally, when we'll reach to the top right, bottom right corner of the matrix, so that means we are taking full length of s1 string and full length of s2 string, that we are not taking a substring of s1 and s2, and that is some part of s1 s2. This is our final problem, that we calculated all the base problem and now reached on to that final step. So this will be our answer if we have both s1 length and s2 length of those strings. So we are checking if that particular matches the final of s3. So while returning this, we'll get our final answer. So I've already submitted this, so this passes all test cases. Yeah, so as always, I'll put this code in the comment section. If you are having any problem, just comment there. Thank you for watching.